Okay, everybody, I promised you a solstice channel from the LightKeepers, a poem of supported message for the solstice and moving forward. It's really beautiful. It is also one that I posted just for this week on my email list, so some of you may recognize this if you're on my email list. So thank you so much for joining me today. I'm Carolyn. I'm a distance energy healer, and I'm a spiritual awakening mentor, and I channel the LightKeepers and bring through other information for your awakening and ascension journey. So you can check all my services out on purplerainhealing.com. So that said, today they've been bringing in information for me this morning, and I wanted to share this with you with respect to the solstice coming up on the 21st. We just had our new moon, kind of still in that new moon energy, and what they told me was that the new moon energy was like stepping up. We're stepping up onto the platform, and it's like we're waiting to be lifted off or taken away, or the rocket shot off, or getting on the train. They're showing a bullet train right now, which is interesting. So what the new moon has done is it's brought in this, they just said introductory energy, okay? Upliftment energy. Whew, wow, into this coming week. So we've been in these energies of just continued upliftment, right? I know it doesn't always feel like that, right? And the poem they brought through kind of alludes to that. But anyway, needless to say, it's uplifting us to get us ready for the solstice energies of this coming week. And what they have very much said is that this is a continued, or they just said effort, okay. Part of the great plan. Okay, part of the great plan of ascension of humankind. Okay, a continued upliftment of humankind into the ascension journey of all time. Okay, so, but they're also talking about, I don't know if there have been solar flares lately. I don't keep track of that, but I'm getting a sense there's something coming up. Oh, I don't know. I guess we're going to find out. I don't know if it's on the solstice or in the coming week. I don't know. Keep your eye to that. It's kind of weird with timing. You can never really tell, but what I get is energetic, an energetic sense of things, and then they put words around it, but timing is always a really interesting thing. But I am getting this metaphor of we have stepped up with the new moon. I told you this in the video, this last video, where it's part of this process. Okay, so this new moon is introductory energy into the solstice. And they're literally showing us like standing waiting for a train on a platform. So interesting. And it's a bullet train that's coming. Oh, that is fascinating. I love their metaphors. That's the metaphor. It's not diving board. It's a waiting, and it's waiting for a train, a bullet train. It's not just a train. I think we're going to be moving pretty fast. And we know when we say that, we know how that works. Fast is relative, and it's different in the spiritual world. It's just different. But I am getting that. It's a bullet train that we're standing right now waiting for, which is the solstice. So, as I had said, is find your way to recognize the solstice. If you did something for the new moon, that's leading us into the solstice energies. And I don't know whether it's getting outside or some kind of just recognition of it. It's really important to participate. And you don't have to have a big old fancy ceremony. You don't. Just spend some time for yourself recognizing this day, this solstice, summer for some, winter for others. Or I should say going into summer and going into winter officially, right? So one thing, the theme of this that they really wanted to get through, that they talked to me about this morning, is understanding that we see suffering all around us, and we suffer too, right? In our journey, we've all had suffering, and to one degree or another. And there's a lot of suffering going on out in the collective. What I have been told is that as we know this, and as we go through this journey, we understand that we have to see the suffering in order to see what we don't want, and then to create what we do want in our journey forward and as a collective. And otherwise, if everything was wonderful and joyful, guess what? We wouldn't have any reason to change and grow, okay? So what they said is, you've seen the suffering. You've seen the suffering. You have felt the suffering yourself. This suffering and understanding of suffering then leads to wanting change, shift, and change. Now, we talk very often about shift and change within ourselves, because the spiritual awakening journey, we control what we can control, right? We work on ourselves. It's really interesting what they're talking about now, is they're talking about this being a collective time of really taking a look at, and even maybe sitting down with a piece of paper and listing, 6 things of what you want the new earth, the world to look like. What do you want life to look like for everyone? What do you want life to look like? So I'm going to sit down this evening and I'm going to write down 6 things, or how many ever show up for me, of how I would envision the world. And also it started this morning for me. I was visualizing it, and that's really powerful. I was seeing it taking place. I was seeing people in their fullness, in their happiness, in their prosperity, in their abundance. I was seeing them very connected to nature. And so I'm going to sit down. I might even draw, okay? Because when we actually put thoughts and visualizations on paper, it's so powerful. I don't want you to discount that. So what they're saying to me is, really take a look at, what do you want for the world? What do you want for the world, for all of humankind and nature and the creatures, everything? And list that out. And so what they showed me was this big, how do I want to say, energy ball. Okay, so you've created this big energy ball of what you see Earth being like. And you've defined it, you've put it down, you're not going to get everything down, but you're going to put your main things down, and then you're going to start visualizing. I would say definitely visualize it. See what it's like. See happy faces. See whatever it is you see, right? That is of love and positivity and, beautiful intent. And then they said, and they showed the visual. So you got this big, huge energy ball that you've created with all of this. And then they showed, this is so bizarre, and they won't stop showing this to me. They showed that the next thing to do is to look at yourself and say, where do I fit into that? What's my role? Or where do I fit into that? What parts of those things can I embody? What can I create? And that doesn't mean you have to go out and create a business. I'm not saying that. It's about how you behave each day. It's the things we do each day. It's the small things lots of times too. But what they really want us to do is take a look at what we define as that beautiful way of living for everyone across this planet. And then what you do is they show like a hole, like you're going through it, through the big sphere of energy. And then they're like, what does that mean for you? How do you participate? What do you create out of that? How do you embody that? What does that mean for you? So this is different, okay, than the work that we do individually when we're focused on the deep inside, all of that, the clearing, the healing, all of those things, right, that we talk about typically in all the spiritual awakening videos. But this time, right now, is a collective energy for the solstice. It's about, what do you want to see for the collective, for the world? What do you want to see in, call it utopia, and do it. And then, because we so often, and this, we have to do this, isolate ourselves from the suffering, okay, right? And we kind of go, I don't want to see that, don't see that. Well, don't go drown yourself in it. Recognize it. We know it, right? And then from that, from knowing what you know, what do you want to create? We're creator beings. We're creating our own new earth, all right? And there's a long conversation that I had today with them about how we actually are doing that, because as I've said, the universe is inside of us. This is our version of what we were going to experience. But then we came in and we said, whoa, this isn't my dream. And now we're reinventing, we're creating, we're refining the dream, okay? So, like I said, this is a little different than what we've been talking about in the past, but this is what I've understood is the platform we're standing on is getting ready to help us. Oh, they just showed us all linking arms on the platform. All linking arms on the platform, waiting to get on the bullet train. This is about collectiveness. This is about creating the new earth, because guess what? You've been creating the new you. You're ready for this. Many of you are ready for this. Now, some of you might feel like, oh God, I'm just started. And I understand that. It's perfectly fine. But it doesn't mean you can't still, put together your utopian world, right? What is your most beautiful world that you can imagine? And then start to embody that. What pieces of that can you take forward, right? How do you insert yourself into that big energy ball? okay, that they're showing me. So I think that's where I'm going to leave you today. Again, I said it was going to be short, but I'm going to leave you with this lovely solstice poem that came through. Okay, here we go. Where you find yourself today will not be where you are tomorrow, for change is coming soon to all of humankind, the great solstice, and so it will not be denied of the shift and change that has come for brighter times ahead. You understand more than you know, so open up to your divine heart and soul. Dig deep and go inside, for this is where all the answers lie in time. You know the way forward of humankind to brighter days. And yet you also see the reason for the pathway you must all tread too. For constructs are broken down, and grassroots efforts are what build the new in your day. As the walls come tumbling down of old energy that has overstayed, others will be working in their way to quickly create a new world in time. Understand how this may look to the common human eye, but it is a mystery and magic that will further unwind what no longer serves humankind. Stay strong and take in the energy of this day, for you are here to build and to birth the new ways through you, the awakened ones, we say. So there you go. There's your solstice message. I hope you embrace this time. You know, we're in it now. We're in it now. And just enjoy the energies. Take care of yourself. And think of that beautiful world that you want to create for all of us. So thank you so much for joining me. Check out Purple Rain Healing for all of my services, where I offer channeled messages, spiritual awakening mentoring, one-on-one guidance with practical advice and channeled information specific to your own journey, including past, present, and future information, as well as your soul journey, including past lives. So check it out, purplerainhealing.com. And thank you again for joining me. I will see you in the next video.